It is a great pleasure and extreme honor to interact with all of you. I will not want to bother you with a long protocol, but let me attempt to say that under the guidance of the chairperson or executive director, the esteemed board of the Foundation for Global Life Changes, honored representatives of the various institutions and associations present, our colleague teachers, our union leaders who, for purposes of growth, find themselves on this platform. It is such a profound honor and deep personal privilege to stand before you today, virtually, yet united in purpose, as a special guest of honor at this pivotal 2025 virtual symposium of the Foundation for Global Life Changes. The theme for this symposium, Shaping and Advancing Quality Education in Ghana, the need for an all-hands-on-deck approach, resonates not just with the times, but with the very heartbeat of our nation's education system. To the Foundation's visionary leadership, your unwavering commitment to empowering young people and professionals is deeply appreciated. To every participant gathered in here today, whether you are a teacher preparing lessons in the classroom in WA, a parent advocating for young children in Kumasi, a student dreaming of solutions in Kepus, a union leader fighting for dignity of your members in Takoradi, or a policy analyst that is working hard at the various headquarters. Your contributions are welcome and very important. This symposium is not a gathering for luxury or a rally. It is a necessary gathering of collective will that will determine Ghana's trajectory. Thank you for answering the urgent call. Why all hands on deck? Because quality education is non-negotiable. Let us be unequivocal. Let us be unequivocally clear. Quality education is not a gift bestowed solely by government. It is a sacred covenant. It is a sacred covenant, a shared national imperative woven into the very fabric of providing quality education and our independence and our aspirations. It is the bedrock upon which we build a Ghana. We build a Ghana we all want. At independence, we have our aspirations. All hands on deck approach is not merely a slogan. It is a stark recognition of reality. It means inclusive action. It means inclusive actions because it means it requires collaborative spirit. I've always explained collaboration as a three-dimensional situation of individual, collective, and concerted effort. Individual responsibility, collective responsibility, and concerted efforts. It means breaking down silos and recognizing that the classroom in a remote village, the laboratory in a city school, the home environment, the policy office, and the community hall are all interconnected parts of one vital system, quality education. When we pull in a different direction or in different directions, the ship founders, when we row together, we share purpose and coordinate efforts, we navigate towards shores of excellence. Our journey, progress forged, challenges undeniable. Look at the grounds we have covered in resetting education under the steady leadership of government and the education service, in the Ghana Education Service. We have made strides worthy of notes, securing a stable source of funding for the free senior high school policy and putting in measures to eliminate double track system. These have opened doors for hundreds of thousands, shattering financial barriers, that once dimmed the future of potential leaders. The foundational FQ program laid crucial groundwork for access. What does it mean? Article 25 of our Constitution clearly stipulates that in 10 years, within the following 10 years after the implementation of this Constitution, basic education shall be made free, compulsory, and universal. Secondary education shall be made progressively free, depending on the availability of resources. As much as that is the case, tertiary education shall also be made progressively free, depending on the availability of resources. I think the nation has done so well in providing not just access, but quality education that is inclusive. We have all seen the growth from 2005 after the coming into effect of, making effect the relevant article of the Constitution. We have rapidly run around to make senior high school education in all its forms free. We have now gone to the tertiary level to ensure that at least children or students should have stress-free in going into the first year. And so we are making significant strides. This government, in working to ensure that we provide quality education, we are expanding, the free senior high school to private schools. Beyond that, government is working hard through the Ghana Education Service to reverse the academic calendar, because we don't believe in the end justifying the means. Quality education will also mean having quality process, the time to provide teaching and learning to ensure that contact hours are so adequate that children can cover syllabus qualitatively, so that we can actually say that quality learning outcomes have been attained. So, no one group, no one person, not unions, not teachers alone, not administrators, not policymakers. All of us must come around to help make the difference. But let us also speak truth to reality. Progress, while real, is not uniform. We see these disparities. Children in rural areas struggling with inadequate infrastructure, while others in the urban centers with better resources, girls facing unique barriers to staying in school, persistent digital divide leaving rural learners behind. Classrooms seem to be bursting with enrollment, while others sit half empty. The urgent need to improve teacher motivation and welfare to retain our best talents, and crucially, the gap between enrollments and demonstrable high-quality learning outcomes. We cannot rest while a single Ghanaian child sits in a classroom, outside the classroom, but remains functionally illiterate while they are in school or illiterate. That will mean that a child at KG2 who is not school ready, we need to work on it. There is a requirement for a child at the lower primary. By the time the child goes into upper primary, at least the child should be proficient and literate and should have no problem with the foundations of numeracy. Then, collectively, we can say that we are making a headway. These challenges are not insurmountable, but they demand more than government action alone. They demand collective hands, our collective minds, and our collective will. Your hands, your role, our shared destiny. This is where we come in. This is where you come in. This symposium is a powerful reminder that the responsibility shaping quality education rests on all our shoulders, not a few. I challenge each of you in your unique sphere to reflect deeply. To our teachers, our nation builders, the frontline heroes, you are not just instructors. You are sculptors of minds and hearts. Your patience, your passion, your unwavering belief in every child, even on the toughest days, is the single most powerful factor in the classroom. Continue to innovate. Deliver engaging student-centered learning experiences. Seek growth through professional development. Leverage technology to enhance the 21st century skills of learners. Also remember that you are shaping the leaders, teachers, doctors, engineers, entrepreneurs who will carry Ghana forward. Your dedication is the bedrock. To our students, the National Union of Ghana Students, and every young person listening, you are not passive recipients of education. You are agents of change. Demand excellence. Ask questions. Engage critically. Use platforms like this symposium to find your voice, your energy, your fresh perspectives, and your commitment to your own learning are vital. The Ghana of 2024, 2040, I must say, is being built in your classrooms today. Own your education. Our dear parents and parent-teacher associations, you are the first and most enduring teachers. Your involvement, not just in homework, but in creating a home environment that values learning, respects teachers, and supports holistic development is irreplaceable. Advocate your children, partner actively with schools. Advocate for your children, I must add, partner actively with schools and hold yourselves accountable for nurturing curious, resilient, ethical young Ghanaians. The school cannot do it alone. To our teacher unions, NAT, NAGRA, CCT, TEU, and MUN, you are the vital voice for professional standards and the welfare of our educators. Continue to be strong advocates, but let advocacy be coupled with constructive partnership in driving quality. Work with GES and others for solutions for teacher deployment, continuous development, and creating the supportive environments where teachers can truly excel. Your role in upholding the dignity of the profession is paramount. To our private school associations, you are crucial innovators and access enablers. You have your flexibility and drive for excellence can provide valuable models and solutions. Partner public schools, share best practices, ensure your commitment to quality extends to making education accessible to children from diverse backgrounds. Your contribution in expanding quality and access is invaluable. To our civil society organizations, think tanks, and development partners, you are the critical eyes and the engines of innovation. Hold us accountable. Please hold us accountable. Provide evidence-based research, pilot solutions, bridge gaps, challenge us to be better, but also roll up your sleeves and work alongside us in communities. Your role as catalysts for change and guardians of equity is indispensable to our communities. It is prudent to foster partnerships through community engagements, outreach programs, put in place monitoring and evaluation systems to track progress. Identify areas for improvement. Regular assessments and evaluations will help us refine strategies and ensure set goals are met. Siloed efforts, however well-intentioned, will weaken our impact. True transformation happens only when the teacher, the parents, the union, the policymaker, the students, and the community in tandem with each other work for the greater purpose. When the PTA helps fix a leaking roof while the teacher implements a new pedagogy and the union supports professional training and the student engages actively, that is the synergy that lifts a school, a community, and ultimately a nation. Our vision, a Ghana where every child shines. Imagine it with me, a Ghana where a child born in one of our remote communities had the privilege, say in Sablugu or Wais, having the same quality of foundational literacy and numeracy, the same digital learning, the same nurturing environment that fosters creativity and Ghanaian values. As a child born in East Legon, Ghana, where every classroom, regardless of location, is a vibrant hub of engaged learning led by a motivated, well-intentioned, well-supported teacher. Again, where education is not just about passing exams, because pass rate is just a small portion of quality learning outcomes. Other than that, if we train very knowledgeable children who are criminals, then we haven't achieved anything. Equipping young minds to solve Ghana's problems, innovate for sustainable development, and compete confidently on the global stage. This is not a distant dream. Let me try to call to action. Let's move beyond words to action. We must enhance ownership. We must forge partnerships, demand and demonstrate accountability, champion innovation, and elevate the youth, closing the village that builds Ghana. As we conclude, let us draw strength from the wisdom passed down through generations. The wider African wisdom reminds us that it takes a village to raise a child. Ghana is that village. Our children are that child representative. Their success is our success. Their failure is our collective failure. Look back at the legacy of our pioneering educators, the Kwejans, the Nkrumahs, and countless unnamed teachers who built schools under trees. They did not wait for perfect conditions. They acted with the hands they had. They understood the village must come together. Today, the agency is greater, the challenges are complex, but so is our collective strength, our shared love for Ghana, and our unwavering belief in our children's potential. I urge each of us, whether you shape policy, teach in the classroom, support from sidelines, or lead communities, to embrace that responsibility with vigor and hope, because quality education is the seed from which national development blooms. It is a shared responsibility, I must emphasize, that calls for shared commitment. Let this symposium mark a turning point. Let it be the moment we truly put all hands on deck, not just figuratively, but in sustained, practical, and collaborative action. Let us leave here not just inspired, but committed. Committed to rolling up our sleeves, to listening to each other, to sharing the burden, and to sharing the triumph. The Ghana our children deserve is within our grasp. It demands our very best, our focus, our resources, our unity, and our unwavering resolve. Let us build it hand in hand for the glory of Ghana and the promise of every single Ghanaian child. God bless our homeland Ghana. God bless the work we are called to do together. And God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Director. We are so grateful for taking the time out of your busy schedule. When we spoke on phone, you told us where you were. You still made time to avail yourself for this program. We do not take this for granted at all. We are so grateful, sir. May God bless you. So, dear participants, we will now open up for you to share your contributions and get clarification when necessary. Thank you. So, I'll be calling you according to the one who raises his or her hand first. So, if you have any question or contribution to add, just raise up your hand and I'll call on you to share. Thank you. All right, Mr. Cosmos Antwi.
Thank you very much, Deputy Director of Education. Doc, we are very grateful. In fact, everything you said is on point, and we are also, on behalf of my colleagues here and those who really do our possible best to uplift the image of Ghana education service. We are very grateful. But I have a very quick one that I want to ask later. There is a complaint. In fact, some of us are due for promotion, and the portals at now has not been open. In fact, it's even getting near the 18 days. So what are they doing about that? But we need that promotion to also uplift morale in our. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Ilyasu Azumbawene.
All right, thank you so much, moderator. I'm so grateful. I want to start by thanking our director for the inspiring and motivational delivery. Yesterday, I was thanking Mr. James, and today I equally want to thank director for his good words. In fact, his words have impacted us so positively. Education, like he said, is a collective effort, and in our small way, we'll do our best. Despite the welfare issues, we'll do our best to uplift the standards and to positively impact our students because they are the cornerstone to development. And so I just want to thank the director for his student words, for his words of inspiration and motivation. We appreciate it so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Madam Rashida Oyiwo.
Okay, good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon.
I thank you for this opportunity and I thank our director too for the presentation. I wanted to ask something concerning release letters. Some applied for assurance, I think last term, and up to now, school has reopened and release letters are yet to be received. I wanted to ask director if they can please do something about it for us.
They are being sent to the regions. Ideally, they should have all received them. Okay. But now they can check. They are being sent. We had to do some resetting around the platform. And so I think that is almost done now and it will soon be activated. Thank you.
Mr. Abdulgani Ugaraba.
There is one problem that I want to share with our our director general, deputy director general. Uh, the schools around most of the surrounding villages, yeah, the language teachers are not there to support the area of French, the Bani, and then the Arabic subject that have been introduced. So most of us find it very difficult to participate effectively during the DCI exam. So we want Director General and the subordinates to help us to recruit teachers to that effect so that they will help us to take the language subjects. That is my concern.
Mr. Kings for Derek.
Thank you very much, Madam. First, first of all, I would like to thank our director for such an insightful presentation. My question is, I want to find out from our director. Now that we have colleges of education offering degree programs, are there plans ahead for giving state leave to teachers to go and do master's program at our various universities? Or the salary we pay is going to be scrapped off as colleges are doing degree programs? Thank you very much.
It's a policy question, so I'll take note of it. But if there is very little, somebody who is implementing, can they say without a policy guidance? So I've taken note. I attend meetings on behalf of my boss, the Director General, at the ministerial level. So where ministerial committees, so where it's possible, we begin putting those ones before our supervisors and superiors.
Mr. Gabriel Amebo.
First question is on those who were promoted last year, went through the process and were promoted last year. Still, some of us have not received our promotion letters, and now there's this window has been open for another promotion to be for people to fill and go and write the exams. So I'm asking, when are we going to receive our letters? That is the first question. And the second question is, during your delivery, you mentioned about quality education. Here is the case, let's say I'm in a village where the children maybe report to school from other communities, report to school around 9 o'clock. And at the end of the term, the district education directorate sets an exam for these kids to write. My question is, will it help the quality education that we want for those kids in these particular areas? Because one, they don't come to school early because of where they live. So academic work starts late. And they have to also sometimes close early and go back. So you have to take your time and be doing the teaching. Here is the case. The exams will come from the education directorate for these schools to write. I want to find out whether it is right. And my third question is on some of our benefit that we have to. For instance, in our condition of service, when a teacher dies during his duty of work, there are certain things that teacher need to get, and we are not receiving such things. So teachers have to. That's a benefit. For instance, a funeral grant. I want to ask, why is it that teachers are not getting such benefit from their condition of service? Thank you very much. The first question on our promotion letters.
So that's fine. Those ones are being signed. The Director General is working on them. It's not only you. If you watch the public accounts, it came up because auditors don't only ask you if you take on earned salary, but anything that you deserve. And out of performance, the system is not able to do it. They also raise it, so you get them because the number two is for children who are deprived and yet will have to write exams, common exam Well, we have situations that are right. Exam itself cannot be wrong. Number two, distance. I was doing 3 to 4 kilometers every day. If anybody knows why, from Wa Airport today to Wa Senate, and my roll call, the roll call for our primary school was 6 o'clock in the morning. And so I didn't know Paul TZ or anything cool because by 5, you should be on the road hitting. Latest 5:30, you should be running, depending on how fast you want to run. And so there are issues. If you look at the presentation, the community is important. Community must accept what will bring quality. Parents must accept what will bring quality. So parents can provide support that will let children sleep early. And some who can afford with bicycles, with motorbikes, with vehicles, depending on their strengths, they can help the children. So it is not that the school is alone, that's a silos. And then the community or the house is also a silos. When we run the school, we teach children as if it is a favor to them. Even parents treating children as a favor in supporting them. That's false. See, we are talking about responsibilities. So if we all play the responsibilities right, there is a policy that covers how far at least a school can be. If we have school just by our walls, beautiful, but the farthest distance a school can be, there's a policy about it. And there's no way a child that takes the school into consideration at bedtime will come to school late. It cannot be a right that parents will keep a child to come to school 9, and it's something we want to talk about. The distance that is allowed by policy, it will be nauseating for parents to sleep slumber or community to turn it back on the future of a child. So when we present and we say that all hands on deck, we don't want to shift blames and just sit there. Now, when it comes to a directorate or a head of institution taking action, that action itself must be accepted by policy. And if it is allowed for you to take mock exam or to take common exam and the SMCs approve, municipal education or district education oversight committee approves, then it means everything need to be done bearing in mind inclusiveness. So inclusiveness always, let's reflect that there are disparities. Some are strong, some are weak, some are in the middle. So we should shift away from blaming each other and then put the future of the child at the parent. Who will be the one that will suffer? So the answer is not a straightforward one. We call on all the cardinal points, all the shoulders that are in this, to all hook onto the wheel to support the child to achieve his or her potential.
Rainfred.
Please, Director, I would like to ask that last academic year, the outgone government promised that they are going to remove our people from the curriculum. Unfortunately, the government has changed. Now, we don't know how the system is being restructured. Is it being removed or it is still in the system? Since the content in it in the primary school, that particular subject, the RME and is the same. Please, what is our way forward? The funeral grants that are to be benefited or to serve as benefit to teachers when they should die in line of duty or whilst in service. We don't see anything like that. We want to know what exactly we should do so that when in case such an accident occurs, the steps that we should take in order for that family to be given whatever that is due them. Thank you.
Well, I want to thank all of you, like I said, so that I can take leave. But the funeral issue, you know that allowances that our collective bargaining put in our books for some time now, well, we are not able to achieve them. And I believe it's a system we are running. And I agree with you because it's not just the mechanical relation, but we're also talking about welfare relationship. So let me be very clear with my orientation. It is only fair that when we promise, we make do good our promises. That's where I stand. And so the authorities, where our voice will be heard, we will also join hands to raise the issue. I'm sorry, I missed the first one. So Hermat, if I can have that so that I can conclude. His first concern was a very important one, that it is a curriculum issue.
All right, Mr. Winfred.
Yes, he raised a curriculum issue, so I want to hear it again.
About the OAP, Director, about the OAP, is it being removed?
That's right.
Or
That's right.
Yes, about the OAP.
Yes, so it's an important issue that I've taken serious note, and I'll also defer to the Director General when he's stable, so that we'll begin trying to answer that question. You say fortunately, so you think that is good and it should be there. The Director General of Ghana Education Service is an expert in curriculum, and so a mathematics teacher who has expertise in curriculum. So if we are lucky, he's not the only person who will drive that. But if that is generally good, I believe it will remain. It is not for me, please, to determine that. But we'll need to review it and see, because we don't have to leave our system in confusion. The points I just want to highlight is for us to go through the heading, the theme for this symposium, that we are calling everybody to shift to the middle points, to put their hands to the wheel, to push the village to the higher level and the village Ghana. And that is very easy to blame. Let's, as teachers, reflect, and that our growth, as is important, it's equally important that we think with, and we also reflect using our hearts about how we can take our future leaders along, so that we don't create more problems for ourselves going forward. That's the call to action as far as this symposium is concerned. It also means we should develop ourselves. The gentleman who talked about people who come from far, community supported me. I mean, my parents, my father passed on when I was 3 years. My immediate sibling, was 3 months. 6 months. If it is the grace of God, but it also takes people's efforts, teachers, community people, the village society, taking advantage of the situation. So while we build the opportunity for the children, as professionals, we must also grow. When it comes to having colleges of education teaching, policy will very soon determine where are the critical areas that we need to provide support for teachers. But the system is now liberal. And if you inform Director General of your intention to do a course that will not affect the children's quality education, it's all good for you. If you have steadily, because I had to complete CFOM. I had to go back to college. I completed CFOM 1993. This CFOM in Noro in the Nadolik district, and had to go back to college. What did I go there to do? To complete 3 years, serve 3 years, and to qualify for study leave. Luckily, that dream, came true. So I am among those who always want the system to provide support, not just for the strong, but for the deprived and the weak, just so that this country become balanced, equitable, fair, and just for its own development. I thank all of you.
My issue has got to do with Controller and Accountant Generals in working on our documents. On the first day of this symposium, I made a complaint or a report that in 2019, I had opportunity to process my document to have a holiday outside the country, and with a passport, I used my birth set to do it. So I had to go through legalities to add a name Kwame to Georgian. And then as they're going through the appropriate papers, gazetting it, I sent a letter to the head office of Ghana Education Service. They had signed and giving me copied Director General, Controller Accountant General, Auditor General, and the IPPD. I followed with that document till date. Nothing has done. It has not changed on my payslip. I want to know if teachers have such problems, where do they turn up to in order to have psychological stability to work? But it's kind of frustrates us. Thank you.
This is an open forum, actually.
So let's hear from Mr. Aminu V. Isaac.
Mine is a suggestion.
Okay, sir.
Hello. Mine has to do with
Yes, sir,
a
please
suggestion.
go on.
I want to suggest that programs like this, the adverts should come early for us to prepare very well with our schedules. So that we can have full participation of the program. That's my humble suggestion.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Solomon Osei.
Actually, I wanted to speak to the Director General, but since he is not there, I want to speak to the National President for NAT. This issue is a very great one concerning a circuit in Amenfi East, one circuit in Amenfi East. In fact, the whole circuit, we know education is a shared responsibility, as the symposium talked about. Now, if you come to one school, let me say a full basic school in a circuit called Upon Valley Circuit in Wasamenfi East, from KG1 to Basic 9, that is Form 3, only 4 teachers, a Seki Center school. And if you go to the other catchment areas, those schools over there, you find 1 teacher teaching from KG to Basic 6. Now, some other teachers have been released, but still, we haven't heard any employment issue, recruitment. We haven't heard anything. So I wanted to find out from the national president what is going on so that it could be communicated to the Deputy Director General. In fact, we know we have to try our best to help these children. But if teachers are not in schools, parents are doing their best. Some of them tried their best and raised 3-unit classroom block for their students in those circuits, but they don't have teachers. So the national president can attend to those if possible, so that
Okay, Solo, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yes. The issue you have raised does not pertain to Amenfi East alone.
Okay.
Across the country, we have a vacancies of over 60,000, and this is a policy matter. And we, as a union, we do not have the mandate to recruit or employ teachers. But the unions have brought this issue to the attention of the government through the Ministry of Education, and we are all hoping that the Ministry of Finance will give enough clearance, because presently you know that there are even teachers that are working that have not been paid. Our young ones, they were picketing at the GES and wherever they find themselves, and all in the name of they do not have clearance. You see, the challenge that is confronting us as a nation is we not being able to do away with partisan politics when it comes to education.
That is the problem.
You see, so we have a serious challenge at hand. The vacancies are numerous. You take EduWatch report, we have a number of schools without teachers. And so we have brought it to the attention of the powers that be. So let us all pray and hope that we have heard that the Minister of Education has given the green light that yes, very soon the government will be recruiting teachers. So that is what order we are all hoping for. And you know, this one is a bona fide of the employer. You cannot go and fight the employer, compulsory employ people. So we have done our best by bringing, because we are with you in the classroom and we know the situation very dire. And so we are praying that before November that the next year's budget will be ready. That is all that we are praying for, because now we are anticipating that by November 2026 budget will be ready. That is where we can see the allocation of recruitment and the GES. So that is what I can say now.
Thank you, National President. Now I would like to refer to the NTC officers on this platform. They should also try to lobby for us. They should contact the ministry and GES to make things more faster. This is because we just went to Takrady, Akroma Plaza for a workshop on coaching and mentoring. Now teachers are not in the school. Whom are we even going to mentor? So please, NTC should also try to push the whole issue for us. In fact, we are suffering. Upon Valley Circuit in Amanfi East is not easy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Kingsford, are you ready for your opportunity to ask your question? Your hand is up.
Sir, yes, please. Thank you very much. My name is Kingsford Berry. I am the current NATOC National PRO. That is Ghana National Association of Teachers on campus. That is teachers who are on study leave on the various public and private universities in the country. In fact, I think this is the second time I have an encounter with Dr. James. In fact, I love his presentation. The first time I met him, I was they were moving around the various circuits in Nkranza South. So I was in one of the circuits, and I had a time to meet him during one of the workshops, and the time and then production or whatever, something like that. So when I saw this, I was very happy and I quickly joined. But I want to suggest that in organizing such programs, I will plead if students, let me say student teachers or teachers who are on study leave on campus, we could be made known so that we can also inform our members. We have over 2,000 members across all the public and private universities in the country. So we can also, involve them to get this kind of knowledge as they are coming out fresh teachers on the field. That's my humble plea and humble suggestion. Secondly, I would like to appeal to our national president, that is Nat. In fact, he's a great man, a great leader. He has been doing so marvelous, so great. But NATOC, our worry is that we would like to see some revision on the NAT constitution in regards to NATOC representation at the national conference. Though it is stated in the constitution that NATOC has 5 reps, it doesn't specify who those reps are. In fact, this year, in submitting our list, for the next year's conference. In fact, it was a banter between the old executives and the current executives as to who is going to represent NATOC at the national conference. So possibly, if that chance is given next year, I'm pleading with him. They should make some revision in the constitution to specify the caliber of people that will make up that 5 representation for NATOC in that regard. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
My brother Derry, I think on the NAT issue, it is not too late because the upcoming conference, one of the duties is the constitutional amendment. So once some of your colleagues will be joining us in January, I think we will take time and during the constitutional amendment, once we have the number 5, what we have to do is to specify which people constitute the 5. Is it the national president and the secretary plus others, so that collectively when we meet, we have an opportunity to make that correction at conference. So it is well noted.
Thank you very much. I'm very, very grateful. Thank you, sir.
Yes, I would also like to add my voice by thanking Kingsford Derry and acknowledging that you are such a great, creative, and innovative leader. You actually reached out to me privately on the issue of getting some capacity building trainings for your people across the country. And that is the mark of a great leader. Always so passionate about the professional development of the people and the youth. I've always said that a leader who is not for the capacity and the development, the professional development of his people, is usually afraid that he may build their capacity to come and overtake him. But let me tell you this, that is the mark of a leader, that the people you prepare, the people you lead to even be better than you tomorrow. And that's exactly what our national president for NAT is doing. And that's exactly what you're also doing. So we are prepared as an organization to collaborate with you, to even not just organizing programs like this and bringing them to join the generality, but we want to move from campus to campus, organize a solid, interactive and more participatory programs that will inure to the benefit of your people across the country. So as I discussed with you on the WhatsApp, please come out with a program outline, and then let's discuss the modalities, and we are prepared to take on and then move around all the colleges that are, universities that are closer. We can combine them, and depending on the numbers, we can always arrange and move around to have programs organized, capacity building programs organized for your people. We are prepared, Kingsford, and thanks so much for that innovative idea. We are grateful.
Thank you very much, sir, and you are welcome.
Thank you. Now let's move to Mr. Mawuli Dometi.
Thank the organizers for the program. I just want to make a small input about the timing. Those of us at the senior high school level and then at the offices, usually we close around 4:30. But the program starts around 3 and 3:30. And when we are delivering the classroom, we cannot participate fully. So next time, the organizers should look at the timing for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother. It's well noted.
Mr. Wahab. Okay.
Yes, my admin. Thank you very much, admin. I want to assure Reverend that the next election of the national presidency, where he will still be vying for, which I will be there live and colored, we will do everything possible to support him. Just like he has. Thank you very much, Wahab. The development of teachers at heart. We will all be there. I'll be there with my King Solomon from Bulga's Municipal, and we will support you. Thank you very much. Both grateful, Wahab. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I'll move to the messages section. So Madam Amina Isabalu says that, please, we would have been happy if you always do audio recording for us, because some of us are not able to hear most of the presentations due to network problem. I think we are already attending to that. Every presentation we record and then share with you. Please go through the platform and you'll find the 2 presentations there. The 3rd day presentation will be delivered to you either this evening or tomorrow. So kindly take note and go through the page for the others.
Thank you for the opportunity. My question is about the allowance given to teachers, November and then September allowance. Last year, our allowance, it seems there was an amount deducted from the allowance, and it seems we did not know the main purpose of deducting that money from the allowance. So if they can help us to know the main reason why they deducted that amount from the allowance.
Reverend, please, is it something you can attend to for us?
Yes, so it's in respect with the data support allowance. Yes, my sister Hannah, the fact is that, you see, every month, whatever salary, remuneration, or allowances or gifts that the employer gives you, under the tax law, you are supposed to pay tax on those entities. But the unions, together with the employer, in 2020, when we negotiated for the CPD allowance, we pleaded for the then administration to pardon us on the taxes. So you realize that in November 2021, when the first CPD was paid, 100 cedis was deducted. But the unions went in again to plead it. And then in February, that 100 cedis was restored. Now, in 2024, when we agreed on the data support allowance, which was 800 cedis, in fact, during the validation, the validator drew attention that an amount of 200 cedis and more, depending on your rank, has been deducted as a tax component. We drew the attention of the government, the then government, with a letter, together with the two sister unions. Then we tried doing a follow-up to meet the Minister of Education, the Labor, and the Finance. But unfortunately for us, at that moment, all of them were in their constituencies, campaigning seriously for the 2024 election. So we met their absence upon all our efforts. So that is why we couldn't get them to refund that 200 cedis. Luckily for us, now there is a new government in place. We've started drawing the attention of the powers that be, that we are pleading with them, even though we know that allowances are taxable, but they should still consider our plea, initial plea. So if you ask, it isn't the 800 cedis that was taxed, but it is collectively your entitlement, your salary, what your responsibility allowances, everything based on your rank. That was why the 200 cedis was deducted, and some were even more. So we've taken notes, and we are hoping that September, either CPD will come, and then in November, the data support will also come. So we are on alert that anytime we are praying that this month ended, all things being equal, as soon as the validators alert us that the money is paid, we'll be on the ministry to help us refund that money. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
All right. From the messages section again, Mr. Aminu Isaac is asking that what is the policy direction of the OWOP as part of the new curriculum today? And then again, he asks, why is it so simple to remove a staff from a school's PV than to add? Reverend, I believe this is for you.
I think this one goes directly to our bosses in GES. But you see, we can't also blame them because it is a new government that is in place, and the people there are more or less also new. Our Deputy Director General, who had the discussion with us, is a new person that has been sent to headquarters. So it isn't every information that will be readily available before him. So what I'll plead with our members is that those issues that you have raised, I have also taken note of them at appropriate time when we meet the key stakeholders, because we have a challenge with the controller and accountant general system. When a teacher, unfortunately, is not validated, that teacher will find it difficult receiving his or her salary for 3 to 6 months, when the fault is of not the teacher. And those of us who followed the public account committee sittings, you saw some of them. And the chairperson for the public account committee, Honorable Abransari, spoke for and on behalf of such victims. And we believe that controller has taken note. And we are praying that the Goro boys at controller, the mediators, controller will put measures in place to do away with those people so that the system can work freely. So kindly, as patient, we will engage the Director General and his team to make sure that some of these things are resolved. Thank you.
Mr. Abdulgani.
The concern I raise, when you go to most of the rural areas where we stay, we feel like the subject area, some of the language subject, something like French, and those who do other subjects like the Bani, Akan, and then when you go to some of the schools, we don't have the teachers. And sometimes they even ask you to maybe search for a teacher, a volunteer teacher to do that work. And because sometimes to the motivational attitude of parents and then this thing is not there. So we find it very difficult. You have to you register and it's compulsory for you to write French. You don't have French master to teach the pupils, and they're supposed to, it is, and you are supposed to go and write it at WAEC or whatever it is. So in fact, we are worried. I want those in charge to put measures to get those teachers employed by government so that there will be permanent teachers to support those areas. Even including Arabic, some of the schools are teaching Arabic, they don't have permanent Arabic teachers, and they don't even have it. French, for instance, most of the schools that register French, they don't have those French teachers. So the peoples have been in these problems for a while. That is my concern. So maybe you can do something about that. Thank you.
I think your point is well noted, my brother.
My questions go to the NTC man. Please, you said you have abolished the license and you are supposed to write it during college. But what about those who are doing education at the universities? How will they be able to write the license here?
Unfortunately, the deputy registrar for NTC is not with us at the moment. What I can say is that the licensure exams has not been abolished.
Okay.
But the timing of writing it is what the current government, through a committee chaired by Mr. Kwame Alovi, has reviewed in collaboration with our colleges of education and the universities that train teachers. Instead of allowing the teachers or the teacher trainees to pass through the school system, go and do art program for 1 year, come back and write their last 2 papers, now waiting postings to go and do their real work, then they come to the school and then they are called back. They go and write 3 or 5 papers to determine whether you are a professional teacher or not. That one, we all agree that is one, not just a waste of time, but it is not a true reflection. So the current situation is that once the person is at the college or at the university that is training him or her as a teacher, they are going to review the models that they are using at the colleges and the university so that they will include these licensure exams at their final exam before they come out. We already have people who are waiting to write the exams. Those people, the NTC cannot dismiss them. There is always opportunity for them to write until they pass, because it's a gradual process. Even though the minister gave 30th August, but those who complete, there were people who were supposed to write in October. So those people cannot be dismissed. So there is no cause for alarm. What is important is that at the end of the day, the GES and Ministry of Education themselves, they have a lot of vacancies. As I've mentioned, over 60,000 that we need teachers to fill. But for financial clearance, they could have gotten a lot of teachers. So that is the current arrangement that the government, together with the other stakeholders, have put in place. I think yesterday someone asked of the breakdown of the points that teachers need to build.
Yes.
You see, the deputy registrar is also a new person at the NTC. But the registrar, the NTC, together with the unions, what we all agreed last year is that in the academic year, every single teacher, irrespective of your rank, you are to get 20 points within academic year. If it is at the basic level, it's 3 terms. At the SHS, it is 2 semesters. Now, these 20 points, 12 of them have already been catered for. That is why 200 CDs was deducted out of your 2,400. So the 200 CDs is to cater for the 12 points. And the 12 points, we are getting them from the school-based insects and then the national CPD day. You know, the national CPD day is once a term. That is where the children will not come to school, but the teachers will go and have some issues of common interest, and then we will discuss. And that national CPD day gives us 2 points. So 2 by 3 terms will give you the 6. Then the school itself, the staff together with the head, you organize your own in-service training. And we are saying that if you don't organize at all, at least within a term, you should be able to organize 1 or 2 to give you a 2 points. So 2 by 3 will also give you that 6. So this 12 points has already been catered for by the 200 CDs that were deducted as source. Then we are left with 8 points. The 8 points, we have accredited service providers that NTC has given them that license to operate. And the teacher, you are to attend 2 of such workshops. 2 within the academic year, 2. To get 4 points from each of 4 points from the 2 workshops. So 1 workshop will give you 2 points. Then you are left with another 4 points. That 4 points, all the unions, NAT, NAGRAT, CCT, TEU, they are also accredited service providers. And when your union organizes a workshop for you, your union is also to give you 2 points. Then the final 2 points, we are saying that you, the teacher yourself, you should be innovative. If Global Life Changes is organizing a workshop, a university is organizing a workshop, an NGO in education relations is organizing a workshop, whether it is free or at fee, you yourself go and get that 2 points. So that is the breakdown of the 20 points. And then additional 100 CDs was deducted for the license renewal. Colleagues, under the Fees and Charges Act passed by Parliament, the license renewal is 200 CDs. But in 2018-2019, the unions once again pleaded for government to take 50% so that the teacher also take 50%. So even though we are paying 100 CDs for the license renewal, but the Fees and Charges Act, you can get a copy online or anywhere. You will see that LTC license registry, license renewal is 200. But we negotiated with the employer, which is the government, and government takes 50%. So government pay 100 and we pay 100. So this is so far the current arrangement that we have with NTC in terms of how we can develop these 20 points. So thank you very much, madam.
Mr. Solomon, let's hear from you.
Thank Reverend so much for this explanation, because teachers have been worrying some of us for explanation. Now, this question also baffles me that right now we are demanding points from teachers, and at the same time, we have also deducted their license renewal fee of 100 Ghana. Now, if the teacher does not get the 20, and we have also deducted his or her money from source, is it that automatically we need to renew for the person or not? Because you have deducted the person's money. So if the person at the end of the year, the person doesn't get the 20 points, then what are we to do?
The law gives remedies of a teacher who is unable to accrue the points within the year. The law that established the NTC, the Act 1023, and then that of the Education Act, Act 1049. Once you are unable to accrue the point, it doesn't mean that employer or NTC should dismiss you. Maybe you were sick, maybe due to 1 or 2 challenges, you couldn't meet the target. It doesn't mean that the employer is to dismiss you. There is always another opportunity for you. That is what the law says.
Okay, so if you keep on advising them to acquire the knowledge. Okay.
Exactly. Senior.
Mr. Kwesibona, let's hear from you, sir.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I think I still have a question about what Reverend explained. I think he made mention that the unions also have to organize workshop for the teachers for 2 points. But I'm asking, the year is getting to an end, and we've not heard anything about the union organizing a workshop for the teachers. I'm NAT, that's why I'm making that reference, a member of NAT. And I've not heard that kind of workshop that is going on for the teachers to also attend. Though the other ones that are there I saw is about the management and the rest. That one, I don't know whether it is also attract the CPD points. But the ones that we attend to pay, like from the 60, 70 there about that we attend to get the 2 points, I've not seen it. So my question is, when is not going to organize such 2 points for the teachers? Thank you.
All right. So we have given a directive to all our secretariats. You see, the point will be given to you under the Deputy General Secretary in charge of Education and Professional Development, Mr. Amadou. But he cannot come down to your district. So, you know, NAT has a lot of activities. Even anytime there is a promotion, you will see that the union at the district level will bring the qualified ones together and bring a resource person to take them through how they should answer the aptitude test. In itself, it's a workshop. So we have directed that as soon as every meeting that warrants point, the district will compile the list and forward say to NAT headquarters, so that those points will be awarded to the people who participated in that workshop. As for the workshop we normally have at Abankru, that one is an institute. It's different from NAT organizing its own meeting at your level. So that is the difference. But all those who normally send the data, Mr. Amadou and his team always give them those points.
Yeah, Reverend, thank you so much. I'm still have a doubt here, because you made reference to a meeting. So it means that they attend. It's not all members are allowed to attend such a meeting. So in that case, I'm also a teacher. So if I don't get that opportunity to attend, does it mean I'm missing out the 2 points that's supposed to be given by the teacher unions? So if there will be a way that all teachers will have the opportunity of equally getting the 2 points, I think it will be something good for the teachers. Promotion that not everybody that will apply for the promotion.
It's an example I gave.
Okay, Mr. Augustine.
Hello, thank you very much, Madam and Reverend. Mine is on the resources for teachers with regards to the new curriculum. For example, the differentiated learning, the teacher's handbook. Likewise, that for the people are very minimal. The ones they will ask you to come to the office for them. You go and they give you 4 or 5, and from class 2 up to class 6. How can 5 or 2 books be able to? How can we use 5 or 6 books to be able to impact effectively on our case? So I'm pleading that you add your voice to this so that they bring more books for us. Thank you.
Point well noted, Senior. We'll follow it up.
We are so grateful to you all for taking the time to be part of this session throughout the 4 days that we started it.